this Monday morning, November 17th. Thank you for joining us on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We've got a lot to come this Monday morning, but first, we want to give you a look at some of the news you need to know.
All right, we're going to check in with Stephanie Joseph. She is live in the newsroom right now, taking a look at some of our headlines on this Monday. Good morning, Steph.
Hey there, guys. Good morning. The House is scheduled to hold a vote this week on a bill that could lead to the release of the Justice Department's files on Jeffrey Epstein. Now, President Trump says House Republicans should vote in favor of releasing the Epstein files. In a post on Truth Social, he said, quote, "We have nothing to hide." Last week, a newly elected Arizona congresswoman became the 218th signature needed on a petition to force a vote. Trump also suggested the matter was a distraction, calling for the GOP to get back on point with the economy and affordability. Meantime, Rochester police are investigating after a man was found dead on the city's north side. Officers discovered the body around 6:30 yesterday morning inside the basement of a vacant apartment on Avenue D. The victim is believed to be in his 20s and had signs of trauma to the upper body. Investigators are still working to determine what happened. Anyone with information should call 911 or Crime Stoppers. That number at the bottom of your screen, 423-9300. In Livingston County, crews are investigating a house fire in York. Dozens of firefighters working to put out the flames on Telephone Road just before 7 Sunday night. According to authorities, the fire started in a detached garage and spread to the house. There is some exterior damage to that house. Thankfully, though, no injuries were reported. And that's what you need to know.
Lots to cover this morning, Steph, so thank you.
We appreciate it. Hey, let's get a look at what we have brewing for the next count 'em, 2 hours, starting with a much-needed win for the Buffalo Bills. And we are celebrating this morning. Victory Monday after yesterday's roller coaster game in Tampa Bay. Or against Tampa Bay, rather, in Orchard Park. Dan Fates is waking up early, joining us right here with some of the game's biggest plays and the big takeaways and what we can expect this Thursday.
Yeah, they get ready to take on the Texans. Yep, looking forward to that. Then a powerful new project is coming to Nazareth University. We're taking a closer look at their theatrical event, We Go On Oswego, and how it's honoring women refugee shelter during World War II.
And later, we are hitting the ice with the Canandaigua Knights youth hockey team. They're getting ready to host the second annual Hockey Fights Cancer game next weekend. We're going to learn more about the charity they are raising money for and how they're bringing community together under the theme of one team, one fight.
All right, before all of that, a check of our Monday forecast. We're expecting to see a few scattered flurries out there this morning, lake effect flurries, if you will. Meteorologist Marty Snyder is tracking the snow that we're seeing out there this morning, and hopefully that'll kind of disappear throughout the day. Marty.
And that's it. Yeah, we will see it wind down as we head through the day. It doesn't mean it's going away entirely, but already we've seen the intensity begin to back off a little bit compared to what was playing out very early this morning and even overnight last night. But still a few of those snow showers occasionally will work through. You can see that activity drifting in from Lake Ontario, and I think that'll be the theme as we go through the day today, where a few of those snow showers will pass through. Even a couple breaks of sunshine may occasionally try to sneak in there as well. But temperatures today, they're starting off pretty close to the freezing point. It's going to be one of those days where we just won't increase all that much heading forward. We'll stay in the 30s for a lot of the day, but just rising through that category. Again, some breaks of sun return. Still a few snow showers possible, even during the afternoon, with temperatures today in the upper 30s. I think as we head through the week, we see numbers recover, but it's going to be a slow recovery that plays out. 40s tomorrow, just a little higher into that category Wednesday. By the end of the week, probably back to the very lower 50s with some rain showers. So overall, still pretty cool for a lot of this week. Average high is 49 for this time of year, and it may take until the last couple days of this week to get a little closer to that average high for this time of year.
Yeah, even the average high, though, Marty, is not all that high.
Leaves something to be desired.
Yes, it does. Yeah. It does.
It's tough because it's always tough this time of year because that number keeps going down. The sunset keeps getting earlier and earlier. So we're right at that time of the year when we have a lot of things kind of going against us there with, just making it feel a little bit more depressing outside, I guess.
It does. I want to point something out, though. There is that short stretch of fall, and I miss it now. The beginning of fall where things are a little bit cooler and you often say we'll bounce back by midweek. And you're up back into the, the low 70s. And it was
That's
just
always
much
nice.
nicer back then. Do you remember the good old days,
Those
as they
were
call
the
them?
days.
Yeah. Ooh, we're singing this
Archie
morning.
Bunker, there you
I
go.
like it.
All right, Marty, thank you.
Sure.
All right, let's go off the top now. We'll start with some things that have piqued our interest this morning. I will start things off today with some more trouble for Starbucks back in hot water with their employees, and I'm not talking about tea or coffee. Workers are entering day 5 of the Starbucks workers' strike, which could become their longest employee strike in company history. It all started with what has become known as one of the biggest days for Starbucks, Red Cup Day, the much anticipated release of holiday drinks and those seasonal iconic red cups. One of the biggest locations that is seeing the strike is the Ellicott Avenue store in Seattle. Yeah, Seattle, the place where Starbucks was founded. Those in need of their caffeine fix or who were wanting to try the new holiday drinks found themselves looking at closed signs on the drive-thru. Most of those store employees out on the picket line. The reason for the strike? The workers are going behind the counter day in and day out without a union contract, and they've been doing so for months. In fact, the union and the company haven't been back at the bargaining table since April. Employees tell our ABC affiliate in Seattle the company hasn't offered anything higher than a 1.5% raise for employees, which reportedly, according to our sister station, doesn't meet the criteria for a livable wage in that city. The workers are also asking for some regular working hours and a regular working schedule. One employee says they go from working every day for 6 days straight to not even hitting 40 hours a week the next week. The chief partner officer for Starbucks called the strike disappointing and said once the union is ready to talk, they are willing to restart conversations. That woman also said the union represents less than 4% of employees, only 550 stores out of about 10,000 unionized. Also, a spokesperson for Starbucks said less than 1% of coffee houses were seeing any disruptions during the strike on Red Cup Day and the days following. She called this most recent Red Cup Day the most successful in their history. I found this very interesting given all of the news that we've had lately about Starbucks. Mm-hmm. Specifically with the barista bears, is that what they were? The giant glass coffee bears that people were spending $50 on and waiting outside for. And, you know, you look at their other cups and their merchandise.
On them.
Yes. Yeah, like on resale. Yeah. And, you know, it's very interesting. I found the whole thing very interesting. A lot of people on social media are getting political with it, and I do want to stay out of that if we can. But I just, you know, there is, you know, no shortage of money among the empire that has become Starbucks. There's one on every corner in most cities, I would say. And, you know, it's just, it's a little shocking. That's all.
Well, and for any employee, no matter what you do, to be offered 1.5% as a raise, it's a slap in the face. Doesn't matter the company. It is.
It is. 1,000,000%.
It's an absolute, it's a joke.
When you look at the grand scheme of things, and
Yes.
you look at the paycheck and how much that's actually going to make a difference, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, thanks for the quarter slice of pizza I can get myself for the next 52 weeks. 1.5%. No.
And, you know,
Pay your employees.
at other stations, you know, I worked at a station where we were covered by a union. It is very unsettling when there are issues with the union and with the company.
Sure.
And working without a contract, it's a bad feeling in general.
Absolutely.
You do not feel protected.
No, you certainly do not. You certainly do not. These people are part of a union, and they deserve to have union negotiations.
So it makes you wonder, like, why the union stewards aren't going back to the bargaining table since April. If you were there, wouldn't you kind of be like, all right, well, let's give it a month and then we'll come back, or like, let's cool off for a bit. You know, I think,
Is that the issue, though, or is the issue that Starbucks has not opened the doors to the conference room to sit down at the bargaining table?
That's a good point. The spokesperson for Starbucks said that as soon as the union was willing to come in and offer them to go back to the table, they'd be willing to. But, you know, from our sister affiliate, there was no mention of whether or not the union actually made that initiation to go to the table.
Well, maybe after this strike, or as the strike nears whatever the resolution is, we may see some of that movement. Maybe. We can be hopeful for that.
I don't think that there were any Starbucks locations in the Rochester area participating in the strike, at least to my knowledge, but I didn't see anything on social media or anything like that.
Well, we'll be following this because it's fun. And they have the holiday drinks.
They do.
All right, let's move along to mine. And for my off the top this morning, we are heading north to Canada, where a man there stole a city bus and then went right to work. So this happened in Hamilton, Ontario. The real driver of the bus had to pull into the terminal, hopped out for a quick break. And while he was gone, another man stepped in, literally, and drove off with about 10 passengers still on board. But here's the wild part. He continued making all the stops. He even turned one passenger away because they had an expired bus pass. Yeah, the guy who stole a bus still followed the rules. How do you like that?
I kind of like it.
I do too. Passengers didn't realize anything was off at first until he started making wrong turns. And at one point, someone actually had to give him directions. Officers tracked the bus using GPS and followed quietly behind, saying they didn't want to scare this driver off. Then after about 15 minutes and 4 miles, they safely pulled him over. Thankfully, no one was hurt. The man was arrested without incident. He's facing a laundry list of charges today, including theft of over $5,000. I mean, he took a bus.
Yep.
So you got that.
That'll happen.
Obstructing police and driving while prohibited. I don't know. He probably does not have the appropriate license.
Could be.
To be driving said bus he stole. Police say there may be a mental health component behind this, but still, the whole thing feels like it's straight out of a sitcom.
Yeah.
And you know what sitcom I'm talking about.
Just gonna say
You know
this.
what one officer compared it to an episode of Seinfeld where Kramer drives a bus and keeps making the stops because, quote, people kept ringing the bell. Look, was it illegal? Yes, it was. But you have to admire the commitment here. No free rides, no missing stops, just very unauthorized behind the wheel. Like, not your job. But he did the job, even if it wasn't his.
I'm so impressed. Bad.
Yes.
Bad on him. Don't steal the bus.
Don't steal a bus.
But
But you stole a bus.
how did you know how to drive it? How did you know how to operate the doors?
There is that.
And I mean, it's not easy to make turns.
No.
I imagine. I've never driven a bus.
And I mean, listen, based on this guy's what we've seen just during this story, I'm willing to bet he would have stopped to help some people who needed accommodations.
Probably.
Get on that bus.
Yeah.
But not if they had an expired bus pass.
And there's no word on why. It wasn't like, oh, I can drive a bus better than anybody else. It wasn't anything like that, or it was just like
it was a personal challenge.
Yeah.
I can do this job.
Yeah.
Maybe it was.
I don't know.
We're not 100% sure.
I hope he's okay.
Yes. Yes.
All things considered, I do hope that he's okay.
I'm glad everyone was uninjured. It was all safe.
There were no major incidents aside from the stealing of the bus.
Which, you stole a bus. You're going to get in trouble.
It's so
but
funny.
Thank you for you know what? Whatever the metro agency there in Hamilton, Ontario is, they need to be reaching out and offering this guy some sort of job.
I know. Like,
what if he applied and just had not heard back?
And he was like, you know what? I'm going to show them.
This
will
will
show
get
them.
their attention.
It's an on-the-job audition.
Yes, I'm going to show you that I know how to drive a bus. It's like most mornings. We show you that we know how to anchor a newscast.
Most mornings.
Stick around. We've got a lot more to come here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we're checking in with Chris Lopez, who is live this morning learning more about a nonprofit organization that is in pursuit of inclusion, independence, and success.
And as always, you can watch us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and on foxrochester.com. We'll be right back.
Wheelchair basketball is taking over the courts this weekend in Victor, and it's going to be an action-packed event.
Yeah, the Pinnacle Athletic Campus will host the return of the Steve Barbado Memorial Tournament, showcasing incredible skills, speed, and team spirit. Chris Lopez is live this morning, giving us a front-row look at all the excitement. Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, that tournament both days starts on Saturday and Sunday. It starts at 9 o'clock. Pretty cool stuff. But what I do want to get into is the aspect of the wheelchair, because that is the elephant in the room. How does it work? How do you get in it? What's the differences between standing basketball, wheelchair basketball? How does someone cheat? But let's start out with how do I get in here? Because first, and I want to say this first, I was just going to sit in the chair. They said no, someone needs to be helping me, right, or else I would fall back. All right, I'm with Red, and I'm also with Keith of the Rochester Wheels. What am I? I'm just sitting in. Yep. That's all. Okay. All right. Yes, I would have 100% just fell. Okay, and then.
Yeah, and then basically what
here.
you do is you just put that belt right on. That helps with turning and stability. Keeps you in the chair in case you ever get bumped by another player.
Okay. I feel stable here. These are pretty light.
Oh, yeah.
And they're a little bit lighter in comparison to your everyday chair, right, Red?
It is, yes.
And then how are these outfitted? Are these titanium? Are they metal? Do we know?
I believe they're just aluminum, but they're a lightweight aluminum. And what they have here is these wheels. They come out and they flare out. They help with turning and stability. And then they have your feet behind the front of your chair, so you don't injure your feet if you ever have a collision. And there's two wheels in the back, and they help with allowing you to lean back in the chair without flipping over like you would if you were in a regular everyday chair.
How does someone cheat? Because we're playing sports and there's a tournament on the line. No money, I don't believe. But how does someone cheat? What's the most regular way people cheat in wheelchair basketball?
Holding the chair. Getting next to the chair, holding the chair.
I knew it. Does it happen frequently?
Sometimes, yeah.
What's your favorite way to cheat?
I foul often, and sometimes I get away with it, but not a lot.
Okay.
So,
and what does constitute a foul?
Any type of contact that we would typically see in a regular able-bodied sporting event with basketball. The chair is considered part of the body, so that if you were to run into a player if you were on defense, you would run into an offensive player without stopping. That would be a defensive foul. Conversely, if you were out of control on offense and you run into a stationary defender, that would be a charging goal.
And then traveling happens all day in the NBA. All day. How do you guys travel?
It's you get two free pushes with your chair, then you have to dribble. Any more than two pushes or any sort of a pivot, that's a travel. There is no double dribbling in wheelchair basketball, so you can pick up the ball and dribble again. So that's basically how dribbling is handled in wheelchair basketball.
Okay. I have 1 minute. I'm going to try and make 3 shots in 1 minute. Do you think I could do it?
You can try, sure.
You said for sure, and that looked okay. All right, you don't think I can?
no,
can
I'm a big supporter of this.
Let's try this.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Have played wheelchair tennis.
Be confident. You got the seatbelt. Yeah.
0. We'll scoot back. Okay. Scoot back even more. Oh, no. Okay. No. Okay. I'm going to try one more time. I got one more left in me. We have much more coming up for you guys on Arc Rochester. I'm sending it back. No look right now. See ya. See ya. You see that? Did I make that?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, absolutely not.
You didn't
That is par
make
for the
that.
course. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
I love the support, though.
Yeah, we've been saying all morning that.
I thought I made it. They were clapping like I made it. And they're like,
yelling.
no, you didn't make
Yeah.
it. It was an air ball.
No.
Gosh,
Yeah.
take a deep breath. It's going to be okay, Chris.
Yeah, Butterfingers, relax. You'll be fine.
Gosh, all those buttery biscuits.
Buttery biscuits.
Well, you didn't make one buttery biscuit this morning, so you've got Butterfingers, my friend.
They were dry biscuits. They were dry biscuits, not buttery.
All right, thank you.
All right, don't go anywhere. When we come back, it is this morning's weather trivia.
Meteorologist Mark McLean will join us on the other side of the break.
8:24. Welcome back. Meteorologist Mark McLean is joining us now. We have scattered flurries in the forecast today, but it's nothing but sunshine in the studio.
It's always sunny in here. There's no doubt about that.
No storm clouds coming from over here.
It was interesting because there was like little Dippin' Dots all over the place out there. Did you notice that when you came in?
Not when I came in, no.
No, the precipitation type was, it was different. I'll just say that.
Grapply?
Yeah, well, but it wasn't technically. It was just snow that
Oh.
in the shape of a ball. Yeah.
One might call them snowballs.
Snowballs?
It was very slippery in the parking lot.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah, it was
Ooh.
because of that. But I guess this is the time of the year it gets colder, and we'll talk about that for our weather trivia. The temperature in the month of November. Yeah, these mornings we drop down in the 20s on some of these mornings, but does it go lower than that? What's the lowest temperature to ever start a morning in November? Is it 18 degrees, 21 degrees? Did it get down to 10 degrees? Or did it get all the way down to 1 degree?
1 degree.
In November.
I would be complaining about that for like a month. And I would make it your problem.
Where's like the 6 degrees
Yeah.
of separation
Is that?
between you and Kevin Bacon?
Isn't it 3?
6 degrees.
I can't remember that one.
6 degrees
I
of like 6 degrees of separation. It's said that you are 6 degrees of separation. Any one person is 6 degrees of separation away from Kevin Bacon in some way, shape, or form. Have you never heard?
I've heard of it. I just don't know where you're going with
I'm just
this.
trying.
I don't know.
I'm trying to pull this connection
No,
together.
I'm not understanding. What does this have to do with weather trivia?
Both have the word degrees in it. That was it. That was it. I saw 18 degrees and I thought 6 degrees of separation.
Let's
Sorry.
turn the bus back on track here.
Let's get the forecast back on the
What
air
do you
here.
do driving the bus?
Oh boy, Alhart drove a bus once on the air. He did.
That's
an RTS bus.
Wild.
Can't you
I know.
do?
I know. He's done it all.
Okay.
Cold November in western New York. All the temperatures out there have been below normal, with the exception of the last couple. You see, over the last 10 days, it's been a cold stretch, and if it's felt cold to you, it has been. And what the hail?
Sorry, I snorted. It's just funny.
This was Saturday evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did we go through the entire summer and get our best 2 thunderstorms in the month of November?
That front yard looks
Right.
so familiar. Oh, it's not yours.
No, it's a downspout. Okay,
I thought it was
and
yours.
like it was coming. This is actually a picture from a video, and that's a pile of hail that's got to be 6-8 inches deep.
Really?
Yeah, that you're looking at in the middle right there. But yeah, that was an interesting one. Share your weather photos. That QR code on the side of the screen. You can scan that in and ship us your handiwork when you have time and when it's safe to do so. If you look closely, you can see the clouds moving on the live picture here of the Wham Cam. The foliage down there just about spent. 33 degrees, west wind at 10, and it feels like it's 25 degrees. Now, live scan does have what's left of that lake effect off to the east of Rochester, in that big spin that's off to our northeast. That's what's dragging down the cold air this morning, that northwest flow. So it is going to stay cool today and fairly quiet over the coming days. So there is a chance for flurries, some passing snow showers today, but nothing that's going to slow you down. That next weather system, we were looking at this at the end of last week, and it looked like this one might graze us. That does not appear to be the case anymore. This one's going to slide by to the south and go out through the mid-Atlantic. So it turns out to be a fairly quiet scenario for us. If you do get a little bit of a limited accumulation, probably in the Bristol Hills today, down to the southeast of Rochester, a couple tenths of an inch there. That's going to be about it. The forecast will keep temps in the 30s today, mid to upper 30s. That's still on the cold side for this time of the year. The average is 49 still. Mostly cloudy tonight, upper 20s. Stays cold, and the 7-day forecast for us does have a little bit of sunshine midweek. It looks like most of these days are mostly cloudy, as is pretty typical for this time of the year. You don't expect to see a lot of sunshine in the month of November. Could be rainy to end the work week on Friday, low 50s, and mid to upper 40s by next weekend.
Question for you. You mentioned Bristol just now, and I'm wondering, when are people going to be able to get out there and crush some fresh powder?
We're going to have to wait and see by the end of this month if we get a big change in the weather pattern. It looks like the temperature is going to be going down during that stretch, late November, early December. Whether that will pair up with any storm systems, still an unknown at this point, but it looks like there's a big trough of low pressure setting up in eastern Canada, eastern U.S. that's going to drive temperatures well below normal by the end of the month.
So they'll be able to make snow at the very least.
That's the hard part. Pinpointing the storm systems, the lake effect, the contributing factors for the skiers. I think the cold is going to be there. We'll have to see about the storm systems.
I think we should all go one day.
That'd be fun.
Skiing?
Yeah.
That'd be very fun. I haven't been skiing in a minute.
Me
but
either.
I was looking at my skis in the garage, and I'm like,
Got to go.
See, you at least have skis. I don't even have skis.
I think it's been 15 years for me, probably.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think we would all really hurt ourselves.
Green trails.
Listen, if we bring a camera crew, then it's workman's comp.
Oh, you know what? That's great.
GoPro.
Good idea.
GoPro.
Let's do it.
Tape it all.
Thank you, McLean.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. We still have a lot to come this morning on Arc Rochester.
We are back right after this. .32 this Monday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. Hey, this weekend, the Pinnacle Athletic Campus will come alive with the return of an exciting wheelchair basketball tournament.
Yeah, over 2 days, teams will face off in 16 action-packed games, honoring the legacy of the late Rochester Wheels co-founder, Steve Barbado. Chris Lopez has been there all morning, getting a first-hand look at the game and the tournament. Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, Saturday and Sunday here at the Pinnacle Athletic Campus, 9 o'clock is when those games start. And I'm here with some of the team, the Rochester Wheels. We have some people from Rochester and Buffalo that made the trip down here just for the morning. Let me start with the Buffalonians, if that's even a term. What's up, guys?
Hey, how are you?
How long have you guys been playing basketball for?
So we've been playing about a year. I played when I was younger, when I was in high school for about a year when I lived in Dallas, and then I moved down here, and then we started about a year and a half ago now. So
how often do you guys make the trip from Buffalo to Rochester to play?
Every week we come up every Wednesday.
Every single Wednesday. It's about an hour drive.
Yeah.
And what's it like playing on the team with these guys and girls?
Oh, it's awesome. I love playing with them.
And then if you had to describe your game? Coach Xavier said he's a thrasher. He's going to be inside. He's going to be rebounding, playing defense. What about you guys?
yeah, so I'm more of a defensive player, and then I feel like I'm a pretty good playmaker. I can pass the ball and set people up on pick and rolls and things. So.
And what's it been like? I get it, basketball. It's fun. But giving you guys something to do, a creative way, an athletic outlet, what's that mean to you guys since you joined the team?
Yeah, so we actually started playing football with all these guys, and that's how we met a lot of them. And we both loved hanging out with them and decided that basketball would be a fun thing to try. And ever since then, we both fell in love with it and went to national championships. And now we just keep trying.
You guys going back again this year?
That's the plan, yeah.
First time in 30 years, by the way. You guys went last year, right? Okay. How would you describe the team, character-wise? What's it like hanging out with them?
It's great. It's a great team. Everybody communicates, gets along well together, and that's one of our biggest strengths is we play as a team. We don't play as a group of individuals. Everybody works together to help us win.
What's something that people overlook when it comes to wheelchair basketball? Something that they wouldn't notice if they're just watching on TV. They're watching the Paralympics in Paris, for example.
I think something that gets overlooked on TV is how much we talk to each other, how much we're communicating out on the court, because that's not really something you're going to hear over televised stuff, but we're screaming at each other. We're screaming at each other. We're trying to give information, and yeah.
And Red, what's the hardest part about playing basketball?
Learning to never give up. It's very easy when you're playing against somebody that is more experienced than you to want to just be like, okay, well, forget it. Like, I quit. I don't want to play defense against you. You're too tall. You're too fast, whatever. But you have to keep pushing through, and you have to keep showing up for your team.
And what are you feeling like when you're out there, game on the line, ball goes to you? What's going through your head?
Shoot it.
Shoot it.
Yeah.
Don't miss. What's your prediction for this weekend?
I'm expecting we're going to do well. And
You guys came in second place last year. You coming in first this year?
definitely.
Okay. All right. You guys think I'm going to make standing up now? Here we go. Buttery biscuits. I'm sending it back to the studio. Dan, Abby, back to you guys. Who thinks I'm going to make it? Raise your hand. You got it. Come on. All right. Here we go.
Okay, one more shot, Chris.
Just try
one more
it one
shot.
more time.
Try it one more time. Oh, wow. Wow.
I can tell you, look, I was making them like an hour ago.
Okay,
it's too late in the morning now. I'm tired.
You're just
Don't
lying.
lie about it.
Don't. It's okay. Don't
Just
be
take the
embarrassed.
loss.
Yeah.
Just take the loss. It's all right,
You're a
Chris.
winner in our eyes.
Sometimes.
Thanks,
Stick
guys.
around. We still have a
Thanks.
lot more to come here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back. It's this morning's Health in a Handbasket.
Yeah, Jen Hafley is here. And don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. We're streaming live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and on foxrochester.com. We will be right back.
A 12-pack of cell
time for this morning's Health in a Handbasket. Today we're turning our attention to a Thanksgiving staple, cranberries.
Yeah, they're tart and they're festive. They're also loaded with healthy benefits. Registered dietitian nutritionist Jen Hafley in the studio with us now to show us why cranberries deserve a spot at our table and in our diets.
Yes, and happy early Thanksgiving, everybody. I wanted to highlight cranberries because I feel like we often hang out with our cranberry sauce. I don't know about either of you. Cranberry sauce is not my jam, pun slightly intended.
Wait, really?
Good.
Yeah, I like cranberry flavors, but just sauce in general is not something I tend to gravitate towards.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
The one thing I've always found wild about cranberries is that the can of cranberries you get, they come upside down.
They do.
They're upside down. The cans are upside down
This is the top and this is the bottom in any other can.
so that you can get them to slide out easier.
Yeah, and maybe you just want to display this can. I didn't, so you know my trick. I just
Yes.
left it in the can to show you.
Listen, it's perfect. It's perfect.
But there are lots of other things you can do with cranberries, especially because they, like you said, have a lot of amazing health benefits. They have antioxidants, they're anti-inflammatory, they support a healthy GI system. Plus, they also contain a lot of really super great micronutrients to support a lot of our eye function and our overall health. Yeah?
Why not, right?
I don't know. It was a bold move. Jen, you put together a few things for us, which we appreciate that you did that.
Yes.
And these are all things that could probably be served on Thanksgiving, maybe at the table, at breakfast time, for dessert.
Yeah, so we can start with maybe breakfast time and transition over. So this is not something I made, shout out to Wegmans, but I did make cranberry butter, and the recipe is on artieandjen.com if you're interested, but super easy, and it adds a little bit of that cranberry flavor if you need to fancy up. Perhaps you didn't get cranberry orange bread from Wegmans, you made your own, or you have some crusty bread that you just want to be a little bit sweeter.
Very good.
I mean, it looks absolutely delicious. Can we jump down to
The cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are white chocolate cranberry cookies, super simple to make. I did it with a stand mixer, so that's something just to reflect. It was sugar, cranberries, white chocolate, flour, a pinch of salt, a pinch of baking soda, and then they were in the oven for like 15-20 minutes.
Abigail, reach over
all
there.
right, here we go.
Please.
Yes, got it.
Gotta know what that tastes like. And what is that,
And brown
Jen?
sugar. This is cranberry applesauce. So I don't know about anybody else, but I have a bunch of apples going sad because I got too many during the fall season.
Fair.
Yep.
So I added some cranberries, and I don't like to chop mine a lot, so I'll puree it after the fact. So this is the applesauce and apples and cranberries. You can add a little bit of sugar, but it also can be a helpful baking staple.
Did you make it together, or had you already made applesauce and thought, I'm going to add cranberries to this applesauce?
Oh, I thought I'm going to add cranberries to this applesauce all together in a crock pot, left it on high for 4 hours, turned it down to low for 2.
Ooh.
Didn't even add any extra sugar, which you could, but I might use it to actually make a variation of bread
The
later.
sweet and
great
tart,
idea.
yeah. Absolutely.
These are very good, Jen.
Yay.
Very, very good. Love it. 10 out of 10.
Perfect.
I was just saying during commercial break, I drink so much seltzer water, it should be illegal. And you put cranberries in it, which is an awesome idea. I like that.
I did. I love adding in a little bit of fruit. Juice is also an option. Cranberry juice tends to be hard because it is so bitter. It often is flavored with a lot of sugar. So that's something to be considerate of just if you're watching your added sugar intake, but you can always add fresh fruit. You can add it frozen, and or you could add a little bit of an adult beverage mixer if you wanted in there. Up to you this holiday
very true.
season.
That's why your
Yes.
consumption of
No.
this should be illegal.
No, it's not. So I'm in charge of cooking Thanksgiving this year, and I was like, okay, I can't drink until Thanksgiving is, like, the dinner is done.
Yeah, it's too much math.
So this is like a really great.
it's too much.
It's a
math.
You
lot
do
of
the
math.
math in advance, and you stumble and stutter your way through the instruction sheet. Jen, I want to talk about the butter quickly because you did not make the bread, But you went out into the cranberry bogs and got those fresh
Braved the
cranberries.
I
scary
did. I
spiders.
put
So
on my
good for
waders
you.
and I went.
Good
Exactly.
for you. Tell us how you didn't talk about the butter yet.
She did.
I said the recipe was available, but it is super simple. You melt a stick of butter, and I added approximately a 1/4 cup of honey and then a cup of cranberries. And then I put it all on the stove. And obviously, these cranberries are a little bit harder. They're not going to chop down very finely.
So what flavor am I getting when I have this?
It's going to be very sweet.
Very sweet.
That's why I was saying if you have a
like
bread you need to zhuzh up, you can add a sweet butter, and it's easy to make. You basically melt it all together, and then if you have pieces you want to blend a little bit more, you're going to put it in the blender or food processor.
Ooh,
Good.
that
Jen,
sounds good.
always good to see you. Hit them with the socials so people can check it out.
It's rdnjen.com and Instagram at rdnjen.
Awesome. Thank you, my friend. Hey, don't go far. When Arc Rochester returns, we are celebrating Victory Monday.
Yeah, a breakdown of the big takeaways from yesterday's game right after this.
All right, it was a nail-biting game, but thankfully the Buffalo Bills pulled through. Back in the win column, defeating the Tampa Bay in Orchard Park, 44-32, the Buccaneers.
Yeah, very good. For some of the game's big takeaways, and as we look ahead to the next game this Thursday against the Texans, we're joined now by Dan Fates to talk all about it. Dan, thanks for coming in via Zoom. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys. Real quick. Just watching that Thanksgiving cranberry segment. Dan, what is on your Thanksgiving menu? Like, what do you eat on Thanksgiving?
That's a good question.